Hello everyone, Corporal Woods here, and today I'll be teaching you how to polish your boots for parade. Now the kit you will need is a on-cloth and a off-cloth, the off-cloth being clean and the on-cloth being dirty. Put those over here. A tin of polish, which I have freshly opened, the tin of polish I have is Parade Gloss by Kiwi. This I wanted to demonstrate. You will not need this. This is the cheap way out, and I'll explain later. So if you have this and you're thinking about using it, get rid of it. Glass of water, not for yourself. I'll explain that in a minute. And I'll teach you another method of polishing, which you will need an on brush and an off brush, and also your off cloth. But right now we'll be focusing on just the two cloths for on and off. So I'll put the brushes over here. And two pairs of boots that need polishing. Now, my boots do not have any laces in them because unfortunately I snapped them. But this is a good point. If you're going to polish your boots, take your laces out. So then you don't get any polish on your laces, so when you tighten up your boots, you're not getting polish all over your fingers. So, take your water and put it inside the lid of your mess tin. Sorry, not your mess tin, your polish tin lid. Just put a little bit of that in there till it's about half full. And put your water somewhere else. You don't need all that water that I've just got a little bit to drink for myself. So, you get your on cloth and you wrap it around your index finger on your most dominant hand, which my most dominant hand is my right hand. And then you take your polish, you do little circles inside of it and get a nice thick coat of polish onto your cloth finger. And dip it into the water. Then take your boot, put your hand inside of your boot, and then do little circles around the tip of the boot. Just go all the way around the boot. The reason I'm doing it outside is because it's a nice sunny day. Don't want to be stuck inside. Great lighting, and also because when the polish settles, it'll melt into the boot and it'll become a really, really nice shine. So do little circles all around the front of the boot, around here as well. You just continue doing that, adding layers and layers and just rubbing it in until eventually it goes dull. And once you've run out of polish on your finger, you then dip into your polish again and take out some more polish. You shouldn't need to do it that often. You should have quite a lot of polish on your finger already. But when you run out, again, take your polish again, put a nice thick coat onto your finger like this again, dip it into your water a few times, flick it off a bit, and then keep on doing little circles on your boot. You don't have to be meticulous with the little circles. As long as you put in polish all over the boot in a somewhat even coat, you'll be fine. Just keep doing that and go around the rims of the boots, so just near the sole, this bit here, and go along the stitches as well, which helps polish the leather that's just there as well. As you can see, the boot looks dull because of the polish I put on it, but that is not going to be what the outcome is. So I'm going to put that in the sunlight and let it soak in. My other boot, I'm going to show you another method of polishing, which you'll be taught as a basic cadet, which I do not like personally, but I'll show you it just in case you want to do it. This I would normally use for Fieldcraft as the brush method. So for Fieldcraft, you would have an on brush and an off brush. The on brush, you would put a very, very, very thick layer of polish onto the brush. Then take your boot, put your hand inside your boot, and then do massive circles around the whole boot and go around all of the leather bits. And this is how you polish your boots for Fieldcraft. You do not take off the polish because you don't want your boots to shine out in the field. But what you do want to do is make sure they're waterproof. So you rub in as much polish as you think necessary up into all the leather bits and keep going round. I'll also demonstrate the difference between a full leather boot and a half leather boot or a mesh boot. This is a mesh boot. You can tell because this part is mesh, whereas on a full leather boot this will all be leather, which is preferable for Fieldcraft. Preferable for parade is mesh boots because you don't have to polish everything, you just have to polish the toe. The reason why full leather boots are preferred for Fieldcraft is because they're more waterproof than the mesh boot, because if you step in a lot of water it's just going to go right through the mesh here, down the tongue here and through the sides here. So you put all your polish on your Fieldcraft boot and you wear that throughout Fieldcraft. It's muddy, it's dirty, but after an exercise you'll put more polish on it and just keep on doing that. And then when you get back onto your camp, you will take your off brush, which should be cleaner or clean compared to your on brush. Put your hand inside your boot and then scrub as fast as you can and as hard as you can onto where you put the polish. For the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to be doing this without waiting. Preferably you would wait for a parade boot over here about a day or 30 minutes for it to settle so that you get a nice shine. But like I said, for the purpose of this exercise I'm just going to take it off immediately. Whereas the Fieldcraft boot, it will still come out shiny, but not as shiny as the parade boot. This is why I don't like this method. I only use it for Fieldcraft because of the fact is that it never ever comes out in a shine. Preferably you would have 2 pairs of boots. This one's a bit dirty by the way, so I'm just changing the cloth, the scrub. Preferably you would have 2 pairs of boots. I have 2 pairs of boots. One for Fieldcraft and one for parade. These are my parade boots. My Fieldcraft boots are currently inside, awaiting use. So, once you've taken all the polish off with the off brush, you then take your off cloth here. I'm just going to stand up to show you. You would firmly hold it with both hands. If you could, put it in between your legs. I just got a bit of polish on my uniform. Won't matter. Hold it firmly. Put it in between your legs if you can, and then just very firmly rub the tip of the boot like that, as fast and as hard as you can, as I said before, and that will give you a nice shine. Not as much of a shine as I've showed you with the water, but it still gives you a shine. I'm looking at it now, and to me it looks dull. To me, in the light it'll look very nice, but if I put it in the shade it looks very dull. So, onto the parade boot. For the purpose of this one, I'm going to put it in between my legs so I can do it a bit better. So remember, it'll be in between your legs, holding the off cloth firm as you can, and then just rubbing it really fast, really hard. Just a side note whilst I'm doing this, if you want to leave any questions on the A.C.F. or what I'll be doing on the channel, or any recommendations for stuff to do on my channel, leave it in the comment section and I will get round to it. And then also, when you come up to the sides, just rub them really hard, because you can't put them in between your legs and rub it. So all you want to do is just take it in your hand and rub it firmly. That is a decent pair of parade boots. So as I said before, comment down below what you want me to do next. I'll be doing a drill and turnout video next, hopefully, and a Fieldcraft lesson later tonight on how to apply camouflage paint and also how to perform patrols out in the fields, and also how to set up a basher, which you'll learn about later. That is the basics of how to polish your boots. If you have any questions for me, just put them in the comments below and I'll get round to answering them. Thank you very much. I'm Corporal of Woods, and this has been Polishing Your Boots.